Welcome to the Ho Ho Show, rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airways and strap in as we defend the Constitution. Because freedom matters.
We are broadcasting live from the Cassidy studio, so welcome to the Ho Ho Show, and as always, I am your host, Ho Ho. All right, so welcome everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day. I really do, and thank you for coming on board today. I know that, you know, with CPAC going on right now, and with the president actually currently talking, I know that you guys got better places to do, and I really hope I don't miss something. Let's just put it that way. I hope I don't miss something. I've been watching it ever since he come on stage, and I tell you what, I really hope I'm not going to miss something. But I'll find out about it, and if I find out about it, I will let you guys know. You ain't going to be missing a whole heck of a lot. Just letting you know. So, but we do have quite a bit to talk about, guys. There's been just a lot of stuff coming up and coming out, and it's just, you know, we've got some stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about, hold on. Oh yeah, I closed it out. Okay, so, you know, we're going to be talking some about, you know, Biden. We're going to be talking about, you know, what's going on with him. We're going to be talking a little bit about the COVID relief bill, a little bit about Fauci. We're going to be throwing some other stuff in there. Of course, we're going to be throwing some stuff about CPAC itself. We've got, let's see, another Civil Rights Act coming in, and, you know, we've just got some stuff to talk about. We've got some stuff to talk about. But first, we're going to talk about this. Now, whenever I seen this, I had to laugh. I really did, guys. I ain't going to lie to you. I had to laugh. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And this isn't the first time whenever I seen this particular article. It isn't the first time that I've seen it. I've heard about it. And I've even heard that they're talking about even doing it here in the U.S. I'm like, no, I don't. Let me just let you see the article, all right? From Hot Air, China says, sorry, we accidentally performed anal swabs on U.S. diplomats. Yeah. That's what they said. That's what they said. I guess they're doing this because they're saying that the test for the COVIDs is more accurate when you, instead of pulling it from the brain through with the nasal swab, you pull it from down below. Apparently that's the thing. And they're even talking about possibly doing that down here. And whenever I heard that, I had to laugh. You know, I had to laugh. It was hilarious to me. Let me shrink that down a little bit. Yeah, I had to share that with you guys because that's just absolutely hilarious. Okay, there we go. All right. Now this article, and I'm hoping that you guys have seen this, and I'm sure you guys have. But this article out of the Daily Wire, okay? LinkedIn removes racist Be Less White diversity training, release a statement following backlash. And so, yeah, I'm sure you guys have heard about, you know, what Coca-Cola said to people was, hey, with diversity training, what you guys need to do is be less white. And there was stuff that they brought up in here, you know, things that I guess white people do that, you know, I guess other people don't respond well to. And apparently there are 5 corporations that are trying to prove their wokeness by kind of doing the same thing. And I seen a list actually on here. Well, not on this particular article, but I did see a list, and I'm actually kind of disappointed that it isn't in here. But I seen a list of like the things that people need to stop doing. And some of those, it's like, I don't see that how this is a white thing. I don't see how this could be a guy thing, I don't see how any of that is relevant to the article. I don't see it. It's like, I read some of the things and I'm like, okay, some people may have an issue doing this. I wouldn't consider it a white only problem. Some people are just like this. I didn't get it. I really didn't. I didn't get it whatsoever. And I think the Green Dragons Inn radio show. Welcome to the Ho-Ho Show. Yes. And welcome, from YouTube land. And he said that that list is not just white exclusive people of all color. Excuse those. Either I'm having issues reading or something like that. But yeah, what he's saying is accurate. It's not just white people that do this. This is something that everybody does, or at least some of the things that are in here. So it's like, why are you going to use that as a quit being less white whenever about the only thing that I can do to be less white, which, I'm sorry. Okay, let's see here. Is there anything white? Well, you know what? Let's just pull up this. Well, not that article. Okay, let's pull up this article. Now, see, that right there is white. Okay, this right here, the border around it, that's white. Me, however, I'm not that color. I don't consider myself white. And the only thing that I can do to make myself less white is to grab a can of spray paint or body paint or paint. That's about all I can do to be less white. Nothing I can do about it. Some parts of me are more white than other parts of me, just more white. I ain't talking about the tat, I can do that to my entire body. That would, make me less white, maybe. Maybe. Is that the only option that we have to be less white? Start painting ourselves? Get more tattoos? Maybe tattoos are going to be more common than what they are now. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. But this kind of thinking is something that is becoming all too common from the left. This article from the Blaze Media, Dan Kernshaw says that the left is not not liberal. They have become genuinely authoritarian. And we're seeing that, aren't we? More and more, we're seeing that on college campuses. We're seeing that, everywhere. You would think that a college campus, and we're actually going to talk more about this later, but a college campus that is supposed to be a place of higher learning doesn't allow freedom of thought, doesn't allow freedom of speech, doesn't allow freedom of anything. They want to indoctrinate you into thinking, feeling, and acting and responding to things how they think you should. How is that? Where does that have its place at all in higher learning, in education? And it's not just the colleges that are doing it. High schools and whatnot are doing it too, but you would think college education used to mean something, It used to mean something. It used to be something that a place of higher learning, it truly did mean something. Now, it's a place of indoctrination. It's a place of bending somebody's mind to, when I was in high school once, all right, I had to do a paper, and I got a failing grade on it. I didn't get a failing grade on it because of, grammatical errors. I didn't get it for spelling errors, of which I'm sure there were. I was horrible at spelling. I didn't get any of those type of things, okay? I got the failing grade because I didn't have the point of view I was supposed to. I didn't have the right frame of mind. I didn't have the right mindset, and that's why I got the failing grade. And it's sad that we're seeing that. And this was, 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. And we're still seeing that kind of thing and much, much more worse today than what it used to be, And it's a sad thing. It truly is a sad thing. And Scott Walker, during CPAC, he said that America is under siege on campuses in culture. And yeah, exactly right. Like what I just got done talking about. It's sad that, these radical activism is on campus and is just completely squashing, alternative think. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, just alternative. I mean, think about it. Like racism, for instance. Do you really think that white people think that racism is totally okay? No. But you see racism in some way, shape, or form in other various places from other various groups, not just white people. I mean, it's kind of sad that only white people can be racist. No, that's not true. It's not true at all. And because of this wokeness, because of this authoritarianism, because of this article from, where is this article from? There we go. iHeart.com. More Americans are choosing jobs, brands, and friends based on politics. And that's kind of sad. I used to have a frame of mind that, like in a relationship, for instance, as a husband and a wife, it was like, okay, politics are complete. It doesn't matter. But it's like, the more polarizing that we get, your political view kind of says something about your worldview and your personal view on your own responsibilities in a relationship and everything else. I mean, if you are of a political party that does nothing more than blame other people for what either they themselves are doing or for the problems that they're generating themselves, then how can you have a lasting relationship based on that? Because, it's unfortunate. Now, I don't mean the political party affiliation. Don't get me wrong on that. I'm not talking party affiliation. I'm just saying your worldview, which oftentimes is reflected in your politics, that it does kind of say something. And that's sad. I used to not care. But as we are beginning to get more and more divided and divisive as a country, it's like a holy crap kind of a thing. You guys know what I mean? You feel me on that? I hope you do. Green Dragon put in here, it says, those who control the knowledge control the message. Absolutely. That is a quote from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and you can see it playing out today. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can. And it's a sad thing, but it's true, though. Those who control the media control the message. Those who control the message, they're the ones that are in control. That just sounds ridiculous now that I try to say that. That was funny. Holy crap. But you see that in mainstream media. You see that in colleges. You see that in Hollywood. You see that everywhere you turn around. You're even starting to see that in what was supposed to be the great bastions of freedom in sports. It was supposed to be the great escape. And now you're even seeing political wokeness and correctness and everything else leak its way into there whenever that was supposed to be the safe space. That was the safe space in my day. Sports. That used to be the safe space. Not safe anymore. Because they are so forcibly trying to control the message and the narrative that they are taking over every bastion of people's lives. I mean, even in Hollywood, holy crap. And I know I've said this before on, the program. I'm not one that goes out watching something with the mindset of how can I be offended by this? I do not watch movies, listen to music. I don't do any of that with a mindset of how can I be hurt by this? How can I be a victim with this movie? I don't do that. I don't respond to people who do. But the bottom line is you do see a lot of anti this, anti that, pro this, pro that. You don't see a lot of options, a lot of expansion of the story, not expansion of the story. You don't see a lot of multiple points of view out of Hollywood. They all pretty much stick to the same message. They kind of do. It's a sad thing, but yeah, they kind of do. And this article I absolutely laughed about, and I got to be honest on this one. I didn't actually read the article, but the headline, it cracked me up, and so we're going to talk about it. This one from Politico: Democrats attack fake news and Republicans cry foul. I had to laugh on this. It's like, what? Are you kidding me? Democrats are attacking fake news. It's like, dude, wait, no. You guys, you can't do that. You guys have been attacking us through fake news. You guys, no. And they're only doing it because they're not getting their way. And like I said, I didn't read the article. I'm not even sure what it is that they're talking about and all this, but it's like, dude, the Democrats have absolutely no place to be attacking fake news, to talk bad about what the media, is doing, because you guys have been in control of the media. For how long? Quite a while. And if the media is actually going against you, and the media is trying to tout something other than what you actually want them to say, maybe you should ask the question of, what is it that you guys do that take off the media so bad? Sorry. Good question. Did they do something to tick off the media? I don't know. Maybe it's in all of the executive orders that he has signed in his first month of presidency. Maybe it's all the jobs that he's already lost. Maybe it's everything that he's trying to do, and the mainstream media is like, holy crap, we have sponsors, we have advertisers, and when we continually spat out, repeat, perpetuate lies that cost our donors money, maybe we shouldn't do that anymore. Interesting. Is mainstream media going to start fighting back? I doubt it. I really do, guys. I doubt it. I do. It's a propaganda machine. Let's just be honest. Mainstream media isn't about news. It's about propaganda. It's a propaganda machine. China would be proud. China would be proud. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. When I return, we are going to go into... Where are we going into? Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about election. We're going to talk about some of what's going on with different states, election laws. You know what? We'll just be back here in a minute. So don't go too far. We'll be right back.
are correct. You are correct.
Have you ever been so full of it your eyes are brown? Have you ever sat on the toilet but nothing comes out? Is a box of frosted shredded wheat just not doing the trick? Well, have I got the ultimate solution for you? Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse. See, Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse is that particular product that will break through the sphincter like the Kool-Aid Man through a brick wall. Oh yeah! No more irregularity, no more cramping, just good old nice flow. That's right, Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse. Please use responsibly and use at home. This is a fast-acting product now available in Tropical Punch. And we're back. I apologize about that. Apparently an ad decided to play right there and just got in the way of everything. So I'm like, oh, holy crap. But anyway, we're going to start off by talking about election shenanigans, skeptics, things that is goings on. All right, this first article is from, let me make sure I shut that off. I did, very good. This first one is from, I have no idea. Where is this article from? Newsbusters.org, it looks like. That's what it looks like. Project Veritas leaks Salesforce vowed to purge messaging from Trump or election skeptics. Why are they purging that information? I have no idea. This article, really, yes, close the player, thank you. This article from, I hate this stuff, I really do. There we go. You know, why aren't these things... Okay, BaltimoreSun.com, it looks like. Frederick County man charged with threatening Biden. Harrison letter found guilty for voter intimidation. This article... No, we'll get into that one. We'll get into that one. Close. You know, I really do hate pop-ups. Yeah, okay. I really do hate pop-ups. So yeah, they're trying to purge information coming out about the election fraud, stuff of that nature. And let's get the record clear. Once again, I've mentioned this on previous shows. You can't tell me that there wasn't election fraud. We have thousands, or at least definitely over 1,000, signed affidavits by people under penalty of perjury that said that there was fraud that was going on. And instead of investigating any of this, the courts either decided that they wasn't going to listen to it, period, and just closing it, or they flat said that, you know what, we're just going to say that there isn't enough fraud that happened to justify an investigation, and we're just going to throw it all under the rug, ignoring the whole thing. Ignoring the affidavits from over 1,000 people and not even investigating it, period. So if there wasn't any type of investigation, how can you tell me that there wasn't any fraud, or at least enough to swing an election? And we already know that there was enough fraud to have swung the election. We know this. It's not disputed. It is a fact. They're actually working right now on changing some things. Okay? The Democrats are launching, according to AP, a sweeping bid to overhaul U.S. election laws. Now, here's my thing. Here's my problem. Here's my huge problem, all right? The Constitution says that it is up to the state's legislature, that's one of the three branches of government, might I tell you, to make the election laws. We have a day, one day. That's what it's supposed to be. Not a week, not a month, not a year. We have one day to carry out the election nationwide. controlled and run by each individual state. Facebook putting ballot box in different places, well, that was a violation of the law. These judges just arbitrarily changing election laws, well, that is against the law. These governors and state executives that decided that they were going to arbitrarily change election laws, well, that is against the law. Criminals don't care about laws. So why is it that they're talking about doing these, this election reform, which they're wanting to more or less put it in the hands of the federal government? That's what they're talking about doing, is nationalizing the election out of every state, taking away their constitutional right to govern themselves on that. But, here's the thing. Why is it whenever all of these things happened, why is it that whenever these different states stood up and said, shenanigans, we call shenanigans here, judges were like, but I'm the one that said that they can do this. But I know that the Constitution says that I'm not supposed to. I figured I would anyway. And what the heck are you going to do about it? Criminals don't care about breaking laws. They don't care about that. So why make a law that tells somebody that they need to honor the law? It seems to me like it's a redundancy that isn't necessary. If the federal Constitution says this is who makes election laws, and they're supposed to be followed as per the Constitution, the state legislature is the only one that can do this. And when their laws, they put in enact them, they say that this is what we want to do. If they thought that there was a problem, they would have addressed it in the year leading up to. They had time. It's not like they didn't. So if they didn't feel it necessary to write a law that says we're going to change some things, then who does the governors think that they are to arbitrarily change them? Who do these judges think that they are to arbitrarily change them? And why does a state legislature even have to come in and say, hey, look, they don't have the right to do this, because that's already been made clear by the Constitution, by their own individual states. So you have Virginia, that is poised to approve its own Voting Rights Act. You have Wisconsin group that, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. That is not the correct, that's not the correct one. Let's see, Wisconsin. Well, okay, yeah, we'll go into that. Wisconsin, sure. They tried to purge nearly 17,000 eligible voters because voter suppression is the Republican way. It's like, yeah, whatever. Let me tell you something about voter suppression. Let me tell you something about purging ballots, ineligible voters. Did you know? And I think this, what state was this? I talked about this before. I had to take a drink of my Kool-Aid. I talked about this before. I don't exactly remember who it was, but I know that there was one of the states that were trying to clean up their voter registry, and so in order to do that, the best, most efficient, legal way possible that would be considered the most accurate to use, what they tried to use was the government's own records for people whom changed their addresses. They're using change of address forms, saying, hey, I'm no longer living at this address. I have moved to this address. They said, no, we can't do that. What do you mean we can't do that? Doesn't that seem like that's the most logical thing to do? Kool-Aid Man, oh yeah. And hello, Sam over there in Facebook land. How you doing? Oh yeah, gotta love that Kool-Aid. But wouldn't you think that would be about the best way possible for you to clean up your voter registry? To, stop the possibility of fraud? They're not interested in doing that. And with all these lawsuits that have been going on, the Supreme Court, they're wanting to put limits on the voting rights lawsuits by, hey, you know, we're not going to let you guys do this. You know, we're going to put a cap on that. I seen this article. I can't even tell you where I seen it at now. It's sometime last week or within the past week. I guess a Chinese company that had made a butt ton, which that actually is a proper form of measurement. I don't know how many that they did, but they were making fraudulent ballots from a company in Japan. It's like, but there's no voter fraud. There's nothing to look at going on here. And then there's this article from Politico. Liberal group targets Republicans who voted to overturn the 2020 election. They don't like people arguing, challenging their story. Don't like that. You know, you've heard it being said that, you know, they're making that list, they're checking it twice. Who do they think they are? Santa Claus? But that's what they're doing. They plan on targeting, even though they're wanting to cry out unity, that we want unity, but yet they still do this kind of crap. I don't get it. Don't get it at all. I'm looking for another story. I thought I had it already out. It was about another state that was, you know, looking to do their own, you know, voter registration. But I'm not seeing it. Let me kind of scroll through my Flipboard here right quick. And of which case, you know, if you guys are interested in any of the stories that I use in the show, you guys can head on over to thehohoshow.com. Just click on that newsfeed tab, and there you will see all of my articles, magazines that I use, and click on that, and there you go. But, yeah. Let me go ahead and close that thing out. Another stinking advertisement. So this article I got here, and this is where we're going to end this segment on. This article from Vox. The Supreme Court is about to hear two cases that could destroy what remains of the Voting Rights Act. And guys, here's the thing. This is troubling. Okay? Because one of the things they're looking at doing is federally taking over all of the elections. Okay? There was a lot of things that happened that shouldn't have happened, and these things that had happened that shouldn't have happened were targeted only in swing states and in, you know, some of the major counties in these swing states. That's who was specifically targeted, you know, for these illegal, unconstitutional, both state and federal laws that were violated whenever there wasn't even any necessity for it. Yeah. No necessity for it. And they're using this as an excuse. I mean, isn't that what happens all the time? Okay, politicians create a problem, and then they're going to be the solution to that problem. And now they're using it as an opportunity, because you can't waste any good tragedy, to wipe away election laws. Something that is supposed to be done, controlled on a state level. They're going to nationalize it, and if you think it's bad now, just wait until it's national. I mean, it's ridiculous, guys. This is something that belongs in the hands of the states. Allow the states to fix it, okay? If nothing less, or if nothing else, not nothing less, but if anything else, The biggest thing that the 2020 election should have taught us is that we need election reform. We absolutely do. And this is something that was even talked about 15 years ago? Something that's been talked about for quite a while, but it seems as though nobody wants to do that. Things to make it more secure. Come on, guys. Something that is a constitutional right, you have to show ID in order to do it. You have to show ID to get to get a gun. You have to, show ID to get a fishing license. You got to show ID to do all kinds of crap in this country. But yet vote, owning a gun, that's constitutionally protected. Voting is not. In fact, the only thing that it says about voting is that you can't be discriminated against by your race, color, creed. That they can't tell you because of your race, color, creed that you are not allowed to vote. That's the only type of discrimination that you are constitutionally protected against. Technically speaking, guys, I don't even have to hold elections. But yet to vote, which is more important than drinking a beer, smoking a cigarette, getting a hotel room, driving a car, you don't have to have a secure election. So they're wanting to make it easier to commit fraud so they can kind of do whatever they want. And isn't it sad that the Democratic Party was actually following an instruction manual that was put out by Germany, or was it Russia? I don't remember if it was Russia or Germany. Because they said that doesn't matter who runs as a candidate. Doesn't matter who votes for him. What matters is who counts the ballots. That's what matters. Because it doesn't matter who you vote for, it's how they want to count it. The ballot dumping, that's what's important. Who counts them? I don't know. So, guys, we're going to move on. And we are going to, on the other side of this, we're going to talk a little bit about Antifa. We're going to talk a little bit more about separation. And we're going to get into CPAC and what's going on there. So just a couple of minutes, guys, and I will be right back. Have you ever had an ailment that a normal over-the-counter remedy just couldn't fight? If this is the case, then boy, have I got the solution for you. Tussin. That's right, Tussin. Cough? Tussin. Cold? Tussin. Runny nose? Tussin. Itchy watery eyes? Tussin. Broken leg? Tussin. Tussin is the ultimate cure-all, guaranteed to stop anything that ails you. Tussin. Available wherever OTCs are sold. And welcome back to, oh, holy crap, you're not actually supposed to be playing. Pause. Okay. Yeah, so welcome back to the Ho Ho Show. So guys, we got actually kind of, I don't want to say a lot to talk about in this segment, but there's definitely going to be just a big smorgasbord of...
I gotta say,
Dang.
Orlando is...
Okay. I really hate it whenever that happens. I'm trying to get things pulled up, and things just don't want to go. I don't even care. Okay, there we go. Try to get all these things pulled up, but there's kind of a lot that is there that I'm wanting to pull up. That is just like, holy cow. I mean, my thing is absolutely full. My tab bar right now is absolutely full of stuff right now. I mean, holy crap. Okay. I believe I have them all up now. So let's go ahead and start here with this article out of Newsmax. Let me go ahead and turn that thing off, get over here. And I do apologize for taking just a little bit longer than anticipated on pulling all these up. But guys, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them. Holy crap. 13 articles I want to use just in this segment alone. Holy crap. So this article from Newsmax, Newsweek, News something about news. You can read it right there. QAnon shaman, which is hilarious, this picture. You know, the guy that's wearing the guy that's wearing the thing. You know, the bull horns, whatever. You know, that guy, Jake Angeli, I guess, he accused Trump of grooming Americans to accept conspiracies. And it's like, dude, Ermy, when you have so much stuff, like we talked about in the last segment, that are just worth taking a look at, and people refuse to take a look at it, telling us that we're nuts for showing and seeing something that really shouldn't be going on, and you're accusing, that's the very reason why conspiracies kind of get formed in the first place. When you hide information, when you tell us we're crazy for seeing something with our own eyes, and they're going, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? I would much rather believe my eyes over your lies, but that's beside the point. Then you got this article from Fox News. RNC's McDaniel denounces QAnon while white supremacy and calls on Democrats to do the same with Antifa. But don't you guys remember that Antifa, well, that's just an idea. You know, And I tell you what, I actually kind of give her credit, because this is something that we never seen out of Republicans until President Trump. You know, the whole bait and switch. I mean, we see it out of Democrats all the time. We accuse them, they accuse us, and then we cower in a corner because we're afraid to actually stand up and fight. But her saying, yeah. I mean, how many times did Trump have to denounce white supremacy, and they still kept asking him and asking him and asking him the same stinking question time and time again on every single interview that he did? And here she is going, well, yeah, of course I denounce it. Now, when is the Democrats, when are they going to do the same thing and denounce Antifa and now denounce the riots that's been going on, the looting, the killing, and everything else? When are they going to denounce that? When is the mainstream media going to hold them accountable? Because you don't see it. You don't see it happening at all. This article from NBC News. Casey Mitchell, pro-Trump Republican succession rhetoric, in Texas and elsewhere is more than a punchline. We're having people that are so ticked off about this, people that are kind of fed up with the crap, that really just don't want to accept accept what we're being told. We're not seeing any type of accountability going on. We're not seeing any of that going on. But yet, they want us to believe it. People are getting mad. Not just people in Texas. But this article from CNN, white evangelicals, wow, I forgot how to read there for a second. White evangelicals, their dominance of the GOP has turned it into the party of resistance. I can't pronounce that word evidently today. I am not Englishing very well at all. White evangelicals, there we go, their dominance of the GOP has turned it into the party of resistance. Holy cow. And you're seeing this type of thing pop up more often and more often. Resistance. And then we come to CPAC. Now, this article is actually kind of disheartening. This one out of Newsmax again. Pence and 6 major Republicans, they're not attending CPAC. Why not? And I got to be honest with you guys, I was actually kind of disappointed on that one. I thought that with Trump going there and speaking that you would see a little bit more solidarity, at least between Pence and Trump. I mean, you would think that that's what you had seen. So that's actually kind of disheartening. I'm not sure on some of these other ones who weren't going. But you have, let's see, Mitch McConnell, who wasn't invited. And, big surprise there because Mitch McConnell, I mean, he is a go along to get along. He's basically a rhino Republican anyway. Probably they didn't want him in. They didn't want him, Mitt Romney, who we all know who Mitt Romney is, he wasn't invited. And then you have people who just declined to attend. You got Mike Pence, who we just stated, Nikki Haley, former UN ambassador, Rand Paul, U.S. senator, also not attending Liz Cheney. So, yeah, that's kind of disheartening. Definitely, like I said, Mike Pence, that kind of surprised me. That definitely kind of surprised me. And I'm actually kind of surprised about Nikki Haley not showing up. Okay. Former ambassador to the UN. And here's why. There was talks before about her possibly throwing her hat into the ring for a Republican nomination to be president. If that's what your goal and aspiration is, why would you not attend a CPAC function? Unless she absolutely is distraught over President Trump and what's been going on. She just wants to wait until possibly after 2024 before she does anything. Yeah, actually, that's what the thing says. Haley is widely viewed as a presidential contender in 2024 and hyped up the former president at last year's event. And then that brings us to this article. Nope. I don't even care about that one. I don't care about that one. Let's get rid of that one. This article from a YouTube video. I don't remember where it was actually from, but Senator Ted Cruz, let me tell you right now, Donald Trump ain't going anywhere. This headline, Republican leaders from Politico, Republican leaders split while CPAC prepares to unite around Trump. It's like, holy cow, he's in the news, he's showing up. They're kind of looking at him. You got this article from Politico. Bill Cassidy warns it's dangerous for GOP to idolize Trump. Now, guys, let me tell you this. It's not that you have the conservatives in the Republican Party that are idolizing Trump. We admire Trump. We admire that he is a guy who will fight. Not just bend over and take it. He'll fight. He doesn't pull the punches. And he ain't going to allow himself to get hit without punching back. Now, of course, this is political speak. All right? Obviously. But that's what we idolize about him. That's what we respect in him. And that's why he had the overwhelming turnout that he did during the election. Because they've seen something that they have never seen out of a politician before, mainly because the president was not a politician. He was a businessman that knew what it took to get the country turned around, and that's what he did. And so, yeah, do you really think that the Republicans in the party is going to settle not even for second best, but third best, fourth best? We don't know. This article out of Fortune, Vegas says that Trump likely to declare 2024 election bid in Sunday's CPAC speech, and that's what I was actually listening to, hoping that he would actually make that announcement before I started the show. This article from USA Today, the return of Donald Trump to CPAC puts the Republican 2024 presidential primary front and center. And this article, I think I hit the wrong button there. Oh, yeah, okay. So people are, putting in their bids. People are giving their 2 cents on this. Kind of like Mitt Romney through the New York Times. They wrote that Romney predicts that Trump would win the 2024 GOP nomination if he ran as president. And McConnell says the same thing, says Axios. So, the party's been stirred up. Something has awoken. And, I didn't even see because, like I said, before I came on, I was watching CPAC. I was watching, when President Trump came on. And, you couldn't read the chat, just so you know. I mean, it was scrolling so fast. It was flying. You couldn't read it. There was no reading the chat. Something, and I would love to actually see the numbers on this. I really would. This was, I was watching Fox News's, they're carrying it on YouTube. That's what I was watching. I'd love to see the numbers after the fact. I really would. I would absolutely love to see the numbers after the fact. I mean, holy crap. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. And when I return, we're going to talk a little bit about Biden. Some stuff that's going on that, maybe Republicans were right when they said, cuckoo, cuckoo. Be right back. Do you love your occasional Mexican dish or your musical fruit? Are you tired of walking by family members and crop dusting them? Well, if this has ever happened to you, might I introduce you to Tampons brand butt plugs. Tampons brand butt plugs is that particular type of butt plug that allows you to walk in public in confidence knowing that you're not going to accidentally crop dust somebody. Tampons brand butt plugs now with the plastic applicator.
Not just for women anymore.
Tampons brand butt plugs. And we're back. And I just got that done in time. I mean, barely, but I got her done. Holy crap. Holy crap. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and dive right into it because we've got Biden stuff to talk about. And, you know, these are the times that things really start to get interesting, you know, because as Biden touts, you know, whenever he first was getting elected, how he started touting that, you know, we're going to bring unity to this, okay? We're going to bring unity to it, even though you've got, you know, everybody going out there and attacking Republicans, attacking, you know, they're standing up against Democrats. He's still saying bipartisanship, you know, he's talking unity and everything else, you know, but right out of the gate, he's doing away with it. You know, saying unity, but yet attacking Republicans at the same time. I got to turn this off right quick. And so here you go. This article from Capital Matters, NR, I guess. I don't know. Out of the gate, Biden ditches bipartisanship. And should anybody be surprised on this? Should anybody be surprised on this? I would say no. Not at all. And things started happening. Biden couldn't quit talking about different things. I guess he had some things that he said that maybe he shouldn't have said. And I've heard a couple articles or, you know, read or not read. How can you read an audio? But I read an audio clip. Listen to it with my own eyes. Laura Trump tells Hannity that Biden presidency's early blunders are only the beginning. By Politico, playbook out with Trump and in with the Senate parliamentarian. I found that one interesting because it's like, you know, again, they're touting unity and everything else, but, you know, they're saying that they don't need Republican help to do anything. You know, they don't want it. They don't need it. So they're going to be splitting the thing completely down the aisle as if we weren't, you know, divided enough. They go and further dividing us. I don't get it. And we've seen this even playing out. This article from Fox News. Biden's team terrifying plan to spy on Americans. And here's why we must stop the abuse. You know, and we've, you know, even in previous administration, the spying on Americans, and you've seen it play out, you know, with the Capitol riots, how, you know, they found them quickly, you know, and prosecution, everything else. So you know that there's some level of tracking that they're absolutely doing, you know, and they're not only attacking people that did something that they shouldn't have done, you know, people that were violent. They're attacking people that were just present. Again, because they had an alternative view. And this one, I read this, I had to laugh a little bit, just going to be honest with you. This article from 538. Democrats are split over how much the party and American democracy itself is in danger. American democracy should be in danger. Why? Because we're not a democracy. We are a republic. And then the GOP, this article from the Washington Post, the GOP increasingly novel relationship with the Constitution? Skipping that one. I don't even care. Don't even care on that one either. Here we go. This article, I had to laugh about this one too because it's so sad. You know, Biden administration and Democrats do not care about American jobs. With the shutting down of the Keystone Pipeline and with Biden putting his full stamp of approval on a pipeline in Afghanistan, I think it was. It's like, dude, how can you, how can you completely shut down one pipeline and basically put a claim that you're doing this to help the environment, and you're going to go ahead and put your stamp of approval on a pipeline somewhere else that doesn't have, might I add, the safety precautions, the environmental controls, and everything else that we have here, basically saying that the pipeline is not going to be as safe for the environment over there as it is over here. And, well, you're giving somebody else money, our money actually, to help them make money. But Biden's got problems. And we know this. Besides those type of things, he's kind of starting to lose faith within his own party. He's starting to lose faith in his own party. Fox News, Pete Hegseth, I want Biden to be capable, but we've got a mentally absent commander-in-chief. Holy crap, somebody finally came out and said it. And because of this, because I guess they've been thinking about this for a while, Senator Lindsey Graham said to Newsmax, I don't think Biden's in charge. But maybe you guys want some more proof about his incompetence, about him losing faith, or his party losing faith in him. This article from the New York Post. Doubts about Biden's mental acuity aren't the only reason to limit the president's nuclear power. This article, and I have no idea where this is from, Democrats want Biden to relinquish sole authority for the nuclear launches. And I don't remember how many senators were involved in this. I think there was like 12 maybe. But they want him to relinquish his control over the nuclear football. If you guys remember that they actually, after the election, they tried to go through the generals and take President Trump's access to the nuclear football away from him. And they're trying to do the same thing. And again, I wish I remembered how many that I had read. I mean, it was a pretty significant number, like 12 of them, I think. I'm kind of doing a quick run through of the article. I don't see the number again. I don't know where I even seen it at now, but I think there was like 12 of them maybe, and now here's the thing, guys. A lot of people are taking this as a sign that they are going to use or possibly use the, the 25th Amendment to get rid of the president, and to think that they're kind of making that now. And I got to be honest with you guys, even still, I don't really see it happening. I really don't. Okay. And here's why. All right. According to the Constitution, okay, when it comes to running for president, and I don't remember which amendment this is in, but this was whenever they put a cap on how many years a president can serve as president, and it was 2 terms with a maximum of 10 years, meaning that you can come in after being vice president, and if if the serving president has to, whether it has to leave office for whatever reason, whether it be medical, whether it be death, whether it be removal from office, you can serve out no more than half of his term, 2 years, and serve 2 terms of your own, maxing out at 10 years. Okay. So I just don't see, let's say a year into Biden's presidency, I don't see them invoking the 25th Amendment. I don't see that whenever they would be limiting, Harris's potential terms, years of service, to only 7 years. I just, when you have the option of going, hey, you can do 10 or you can do 7, I just don't see it happening. At least not this quick, and even still, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. I truly do believe, I truly do feel that, what they're going to end up doing is writing some sort of monumental law, something that just screams progressivism, something that just screams socialism and communism. They're going to put his name on it. He's going to get the, all the praise of the entirety of the Democratic Party. And then he's going to gracefully bow out, probably for health reasons. I mean, they're already starting the narrative now, which, saying that the man just isn't quite all there. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think they're going to do it this soon. I think they're going to wait until the start of his 3rd year, after he's already served 2, before they do anything like that. I mean, let's face it, guys. I mean, they knew from the get-go that Harris wasn't going to win. They knew all these other people wasn't going to win. They wasn't going to get the support in order to, not only stand up against President Trump, but stand up for the party and at least bring people to the ballot box. They had to put on a good show. And they knew that they wasn't going to be able to do that. And hello, machine over there in YouTube land. He says, hello from the attic of Dad's man cave. Very, very awesome. Welcome, sir. But I just don't see them, just booting him out that quick, But, of course, they wasn't going to get the support with a presidential run with, Warren, with Harris by herself. They had to use somebody that could act as the face of the party, if nothing more. And that's what Biden was used for. Remember, it was his turn. It was his turn. All right, guys, there was definitely articles that I didn't get to, but we're going to go ahead and call her quits. And, if you guys want to look at some of the other articles that was in here, then you guys can head on over to thehohoshow.com. Just click on that newsfeed tab, and they'll see my magazine on Flipboard and see all of 109 different articles that I had for the show. And holy crap, we didn't cover half of them, to be honest with you. Dude, what do you mean now that you got the alert? You should have had the alert over an hour ago. I've been on for over an hour now. And yeah. I'm glad you can come. Now that you're here, I don't want to talk no more. I don't like you people. All right, guys. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. Good night. Sleep tight. And if the bed bugs bite, well, bite them back. This has been The Ho Ho Show. For more information, you can head to thehohoshow.com. And for the merchandise store, you can head on over to stinkpickle.com. That is stinkpikle.com. Until next time.